Hello there everyone and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Pirate Oberals mod. We're playing as Sweden, and last time it didn't go that well. Now overall we did conquer Vilnius, which was great, and we did eventually beat the Polish-Lithuanians. However, it wasn't a super clear victory, and the fact that I had to spend the entire budget on just replenishing the army and then not even being able to replenish all of it was not very great. Not very great indeed. And then we also had, now on one hand we were able to secure the border against the Prussians because we're allied with them right now, but at the same time we ended up in war with the Austrians, something that I definitely had not planned against. Currently the Austrians haven't moved against us, but this armies could easily move up and take Gdansk from us. Now we do have a fort here, and it will spawn 2 units, I think. So hopefully it holds out. Could potentially hold out, but I'm not super confident in that. One thing we're going to do here before we go ahead and turn is that I realized I was looking around a little bit here on the ministers that we got. And the current one for justice has harsh reputation, which gives him plus management and plus management for justice. So he has 2 extra points beyond the normal. However, he gets minus happiness for the lower population, and then pious, which doesn't really do anything. So he gets 2 extra points. I noticed this guy also gets 2 points for management, but he also gets happiness for the lower classes. He actually gets 2 plus happiness for the lower classes. And he does get minus happiness for the nobility, but as it usually is in Empire, it's very hard to get the upper classes to go against you. You'd have to do something spectacular. Now obviously this mod might be a little bit different. I just noticed here that normally it's the other way around. Like, you would have to, even if you max up the tax or everything, it's super hard to get the nobility pissed off at you. In this case, there's a slight difference, but I'm gonna increase that difference. Now, what I want to do is I want to get rid of the other ministers as well, because I want to see if I can get some superstar in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this before I replace and put this guy as charge, as Lord Chief Justice. So we get exactly the same stars, exactly the same points. However, we get 2 plus happiness for the lower classes. So that brings it up to 23, and then minus 1 for the upper classes, which I think is pretty great. At this point, this actually makes the upper classes really unhappy in Vilnius. I think they were already 1 point here and there wouldn't have changed that much. Now for the second thing before we go ahead and turn. So I couldn't help myself. I had to try the naval battle, and I think we actually stand a pretty good chance. Now I could go ahead and wait until I secure a or build some trade ships and send them down here. But why don't I just steal it off the pirates? The pirate fleet wasn't as strong as I thought it was. Now their morale is pretty darn high. But I'm hoping that I can at least steal this race-built galleon, and we can start a little bit of trade. Now I'm not entirely sure exactly what it's going to, if it's going to add much. But if it adds at least like 500, that's significant in what I'm currently making. So and as we can see here, it's heavily in my favor. So let's go ahead and capture ourselves. Capture and hang some pirates. both the pirate ships must have fought earlier, because they were at least the race-built galleon was very in poor shape, because it sank. And then I forced the second one to surrender. However, for some reason, I did not capture it. So we just sunk one pirate, apparently, and one remained, even though I forced him to surrender. Which I find rather odd, making the whole exercise rather useless, since I didn't capture anything. At least I'd be able to collect some prize money from this. But I guess I cleared the Ivory Coast of pirates. I guess that's my... Oh, the ships just disappeared. Could be that the second ship was a special, like, pirate ship, like a general or something, and maybe that's why I couldn't capture him, which makes it more frustrating, because I was specifically trying to capture the bastards. I did force the smaller ship to surrender right off the way, or right in the beginning, but I guess fighting the second ship, stray shot or something must have hit him and sunk him. Right, so that didn't go as planned. That didn't go as planned at all. I didn't gain anything, or if anything, I need to repair my ships now and recrew them a bit. So it just cost me money with nothing to show for it. Because, I mean, there was plenty of other spaces I could have traded with or take control of. So I did not even need to attack the pirates. So, yes, right. Everything going so well. Let's go ahead and then turn. See what our enemy has in store for us. Enemy raids! And as we can see, there seems to be... there's tons of new states emerged, apparently. So we've got raids by this Russian Cossack force. They moved in, raided the inn here, raided the church here. I was gonna burn it down anyway, so they're just helping me. That doesn't... It's gonna not be that bad. Agent executed. So my agent that went to Moscow was found out and executed before he was able to establish anything. Lithuania was pacified rather quickly, so that's good. Suspicious death. My priest that was converting this province died, which is not great, because now they're back at it and they're moving at breakneck speed. An area lost, Kurland, by the rebels. And then we have another enemy invasion. Yeah, that was that one. New state emerges. What? Kondrant's Wild Fields. Where the hell is that? Oh, in Russia? Where's the next one? The British East India Company. Right. What's more? Some kind of Afghanistan, okay. And then Kurland, of course. Kurland, which I am enemy with. Oh, the Prussians are already moving to attack that. Support characters are available. Erik Dahlberg. Repression across the theater, management for army prestige per turn. And then... right. So that's, I guessing, ministers? No? We've got Fritjof Pederenfors. Oh, he's actually got a lot of stuff going for him. He's got lots of management, plus happiness lower classes, plus for middle, treasury. So he's got 2 management for treasury, 1 normal, and then he's got for army. He's good, but I have no room for him. Who's this Dahlberg, and where can I find him? Or is he a general? Or what is he? Supporting character available? No idea. Where do I... I don't know where... Is that a building browser? That's not lists. Oh, wait, what? Amazonia? I have 200 people in Amazonia? What's that? Apparently I have people all the way up here. Huh. In the Amazon? With Indians in the Amazon? The Austrians are moving in. There's nothing I will be able to do against this kind of force. Now it looks like I'll actually spawn 4 units in defense of this town. What I could have done, if I'd actually wanted to defend it, I could have... I didn't actually have money to do that, so I could have done nothing. Right, I'm a little bit worried because the Russian army is no longer to be seen, so I'm not sure where it's going. And then we're about to lose Western Prussia. There's nowhere I'll be moving quickly against that. I think I'm gonna continue to focus against Poland, which kind of was the mistake Charles made, that he spent too much time in Poland, and now I'm just following exactly just that. But I don't think Poland will accept a peace treaty with me right now, and even if they did, I don't know if it would be that useful for me. Right, so my idea is the large army will go ahead and smash the rebels in Kurland and make sure that we keep that. And then Charles's army, even though it's not replenished yet, will attack Minsk and kick the Poles out of there. Because then you can see the areas of control Poland has left is these two right here, and they're quite far away from our holdings, especially since there's a big amount of forest. There's no real road going from this area through to Minsk. You have to go to Kiev to get around there. So I think that'll be easy to secure this area, and then once that's done we can see about routing what's left of the Polish-Lithuanian troops in the area. Dispatch something to deal with this force right here. And then you gotta spend money to make money. Now we gain 4,000 per turn. I intend to increase that, so the cheapest trade ship that I can get is the sloop. I don't know if it matters how big the ship is. This one is actually the cheapest one. Light galley. But I don't know, galley rowing all the way from the Ivory Coast to Sweden. I think we'll go for sloops. So I'm gonna recruit 2. I'm gonna spend money to recruit 2 sloops, and then we hope that the trade from the Ivory Coast will cover this cost rather quickly. With the rest of the money, I will go ahead and replenish the Dragoons. And with that, we are now ready to fight. And we're going to start with the Kurland fight, and then we're going to follow up with the Minsk fight. And other than that, I don't really have anything else to do. So let's go ahead and first head up here, so that all units, we don't waste time going around it, and then going directly to attack. Oh! They spawn a surprisingly high amount of garrison. I guess I didn't check that. 4,000 men against my 2,700. The advantage I have here is I have a cannon that's actually useful, since it will bounce shots through the enemy lines. In terms of the troops, they have nothing really that spectacular going for them, or at least what I can see. But I'll guess we'll find out. So for this army, we do have a lot of these. We do not have any guard units in the same way as we do in the others. In the other army, in the King's army. So we'll see how well we fare. But with this, let's go ahead and take on the rebels of Kurland. The fighting starts pretty sudden. We have been marching to face the enemy, and one of their cavalry units is now making a pass at us. It's the heavy cuirassiers with pistols that's going to ride straight into the Finnish regiment, which unloads at point blank range. The enemy suffers 20 casualties right off the bat. I'm gonna send in a horse to aid in that fight. Looks like, oh, they're withdrawing. I'm gonna order the secondary regiment here to get into place. Meanwhile, they've got a musketeer setting up there, which I'm going to make sure that we overwhelm. 2 regiments of infantry plus the dragoons. Right, the cuirassiers now go for the reserve regiment. The Finnish regiment will continue to fire on that. However, there's a provincial squad that's turning up. Right now, they returned fire. Didn't do that much damage, but neither is we. I think this regiment has much better angle to fire on the enemy. Hopefully we'll see more. Alright, we destroyed that one. There's another cavalry regiment now coming in. Let's see about getting better positions. We are getting shot up the flank there. So I'll order these guys slightly back and the cavalry out of the way. Let's see the dragoons. Have the dragoons fired? There, they just fired. I also have my Finnish cavalry coming up. They have done quite the number. We've already lost 60 men out of this unit, while the enemy has lost about 40. I'll order both regiments a hold fire, and then I'll order dragoons. Then I just order you guys to hold fire. Here comes the enemy cavalry. Why aren't you firing? And why aren't you firing? At the household cavalry charging up. And why aren't you charging? Didn't I specifically just order? I'm gonna order in both of them. I don't know what's going on now. I want to make sure that these both regiments are reloaded. Okay, I think we're gonna have to run up to the wall and shoot from there. And then you're gonna move up and fire from that position. Oh, they've placed spikes, have they? What's this? Oh, one of my generals just died. That's the problem when they put generals into normal units. You lose them. So that entire unit is probably gonna die. Or like I can't replenish it or anything like that, and that's what I mean. So if I can figure out which unit that is. God damn it, they're constantly firing on that one. Alright, now one of theirs die. We've got kind of a momentum going here. So continue on. However, I'm thinking you probably shooting friendlies in the back. So both of you march up before you fire. Oh, that's an interesting way for the AI to fire. And spread out like that. Okay, my cavalry, both units are shaken. The dragoons are moving back. No heavy losses on the dragoons. My cavalry unit is exhausted, so I would want to pull the Finnish cavalry out of there, but I would like to have my infantry in place to take the spot. Or at least be able to deliver a volley just as they come in. Right, I'm now going to order the Finnish cavalry away. as the Jönköping regiment is coming into play, and I don't know why you're out walking in the way of all of this. I want you to shoot up the enemy. Okay, we have another heroic death. So I think this is the Hakkapeliitta unit. So that one should be... And I think it's the enlisted dragoons that lost the other general. So these units should be used liberally throughout the fight, losing as many men as possible, because I'm pretty sure those... I will not be able to reset them up. And those kind of general units that Sweden starts with a lot of are absolutely awful, because the general dies all the time. As I said earlier, when early on, when I did the test fighting, or the play tested the campaign, I managed to lose the king in every single test I did. So it's not very easy to keep these guys alive. What are you out moving again? Or no, that's another one that's out moving. I don't know why though. Because I didn't order you, god damn you. And I forgot to tell the Helsinki regiment to fire. But that's just as well, because they're able to lay off a volley at pretty close range. Having a pretty hard time getting my orders to, or my soldiers to actually listen to my bloody orders. Right, so these two, we'll send them up here and allow them to rest. But they should be ordered in rapidly against the enemy. Firing here is all good, but that one should be broken before we run out of shot. Currently they're running all over the place. I'll order them to hold, and I order the Finns to move aside. And I'm gonna order the 3rd Regiment of Royal Horse to break through that opening and charge down the enemy. What are you? They decided to fire through all of that to this regiment. That's great. It looks like they're actually making a line ready to fight us now, which is good. Make sure that regiment gets destroyed. Okay, they're marching all their infantry now against us. So it looks like we're gonna get ourselves a fight. Make sure that everyone's on fire at will. Not you, though. Ah, goddammit, they're firing on the retreating troops, aren't they? Retreat back. I have these two, which should be able to swing through the town and attack the enemy. Let's see, my cannon should perhaps be able to fire on the grenadiers. Looks like they're pulling back again. They're not very interested in getting a decisive fight against me. Right, we're gonna have to march through this and attack. Very tired, so no point in attacking just yet with these two units. It's also that they're keeping quite a few units back here. Militia, garrison line, and self-fighters. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Self-fighters might make more sense if it's directly translated from Russian. But I'm not entirely sure what self-fighters mean. Well, they fight for themselves? They're disloyal? I'm not sure. Let's bring more of our cavalry up to that hill. And And then the general unit is going to be moved in. Urban militia squad is going to be hit by 2 regiments here. I'm going to move up Jönköping as well to set up and fire across on these. Okay, they just delivered a volley and they killed like no one. However, when the enemy return fires, they killed quite a lot. They're just tired now. I'm going to move up the dragoons just to unnerve the unit by setting up in the flank, and then maybe be able to find a better attacking angle here. And then for the cannons, I'm gonna order them to hold fire because, I mean, there's nothing they can fire on. Yeah, the unit, seeing as though the dragoons came up, moved, so I'm gonna move you a little bit forward. See if Jönköping is ready to fire. The dragoons fired. And then as soon as you guys are ready, that would be fine if you wanted to fire. Grenadier unit. Let's see. I'm gonna hit them like that. And I got the militia in the back. Got the general marching up. Got more cavalry coming up to the hill. I need to dislodge this one before I try to make an attack on the final position, which should be noted they have set up behind a row of spikes. However, it's open here, so I can get through there, which is probably where I should be trying to get through. Oh. Lost over 100 men. And you has also lost over 100 men against bloody militia. Right, the Hakkapeliitta is now ready to strike before we completely get destroyed by the urban militia. And then turn around. And then hold fire for all units. And then move into line instead. We've shot 1 grenadier. They have nothing out here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Närke Värmland to go through, and then I'm going to get the Finnish regiment to push through as well. And then we're going to have the reserve regiment and the militia marching up through here, and then the Finnish and Jönköping moving through here with the dragoons and the rest of the cavalry ready to break through the opening there together with the Finnish cavalry. And then the general unit acting as reserve. Oh, we're already getting shot by the provincial garrison. Right, the Finns made it through. Very few of them was actually able to get good shots off onto the... Oh, then they decide to fire at the mortar instead. Now we can get a better shot with the Närke Värmland through the back of the grenadiers, and we could start upsetting this, which means they might be forced to shuffle the line. As they shuffle the line, I'll move the troops forward. It's going to be important though to order these guys to attack specific regiments, otherwise I think they would be firing at the cannon, which it would not be great if they did that. Oh, they're now moving into attack. I'm gonna move up to the edge so we actually get good shots here. Same with the militia. They're moving the dragoons forward. the general unit is gonna attack there. Okay, so I want, at this point, all my cavalry to push through, so we can hit the enemy in the back. Someone is already unhappy, which is the militia, because there's coming a huge attack of enemies through here. Everyone's set to fire at will, right? You guys should be firing on those. The cavalry is moving through. I want the dragoons specifically to go after the mortar, and then the other regiments will line up to strike the enemy in the back. And specifically we want to hit this area right here. I'm just going to order the general to fire at will, even though it's a kind of a mess here. Okay, the grenadiers are forced back, and the unit there is forced back. Right, send in all the cavalry now. And you know what? We might actually want to order in a bayonet attack on the end. Yeah, they're breaking, they're breaking. I'm gonna order in the general unit as well. And I'm gonna order in you over there as well against the enemy unit. Everyone, charge in. It turned into a melee brawl here at the very end. It's going to be important to make sure that once these units break, that the cavalry don't follow them over the spikes, which I think the Royal Regiment of Horse did. They're going to have to push through like this if they want to get through. You know what? We're not going to charge here then, because the cavalry's kind of already lost that fight. Instead, I'm gonna set up these to fire at the enemy really close range. Everything is retreating over here. God damn it, hold your goddamn fire. Oh, they charged straight into there. Right. However, I'm gonna be able to get the reserve regiment to join in. And hopefully Jönköping can hold out long enough that we can break these guys. Surprised the Royal Regiment actually held. I don't think we will actually be able to. What I'm going to order is I'm going to order those guys to retreat. I'm going to order Jönköping to retreat as soon as possible. And then we're going to allow the regiments setting up there to shoot the enemy down. Alright, whenever you're ready, god damn you. They're waiting for one guy to set up. But now the enemy regiment's stuck in between my regiments. There we go, they're gone. And so is the rest of the enemy army. It's no point in continuing the fight since it's a town battle, so we're just gonna go ahead and end it here and allow the kills to be distributed among the men. Here's the result of the battle. We deployed close to 3,000 men. We ended up losing close to 1,000, and the enemy deployed 4,000, lost 4,000. About 140 friendly fires. Highest kills goes to a reserve regiment, actually, getting 600, followed by the Dragoons, Acapelita, the Royal Regiment of Horse, Jönköping, and so on. Interesting here is that I think a lot of these, maybe they just turn into normal infantry or normal units then, and they do not actually get destroyed. They just lose the general that's part of it. Which is true. The unit still remains. It's just that the general of the unit is now dead. Kurland was seized, and as you can see, it's pretty much under control. It's minus 13, which is not that bad, especially given that it's supposed to be a capital region. However, the province is burnt to a crisp, and it's going to cost me a whopping 4,000 to replenish the army. Now, I want to take this army and attack here and kick them out. However, the battle we just had took half an hour, and I had the naval battle as well. So what I want to do instead is I think I'm going to take the cavalry units. Seems like, no, we've got all cavalry units left. I want to take the cavalry units, go after this guy before he raids anymore. I could go ahead and out-resolve this, but I feel like out-resolve is not going to favor me. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it to make sure that we destroy them without a load of casualties. Here's the result of the battle. I managed to completely destroy the enemy Cossack unit, while the only loss I had was 17 men. The Hakkapeliitta lost the most, as they lost 14 men of those 17. However, I'm sure that they also killed the most at 41. Great victory there. They won't be harassing the countryside anymore, which is great. And then the unit will turn back to join back at the capital region there of Kurland. I think what I'll do is, just because of time and the fact that this army hasn't yet to replenish. If I end turn once more, they will replenish, and then we will attack. However, I'm gonna leave that off for the next episode, because I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose this region in this episode. Bloody Austrians. So it's a bit up and down constantly here. We're about to lose a province that we know for sure. Gdansk, unfortunately, is going to fall. The battle, we still lost 1,000 men taking Kurland, which is not great. It's going to cost me 4,000 to replenish that. Money that I certainly don't have, or that is in fact everything I make per turn. Now, I do make 5,000 per turn, but a lot of that is because of all the troops that I've lost, so now it's a lot cheaper to run all the armies and stuff. And we're about to lose. It's not that much actually. This province only nets me about 400, so it's not that bad losing that, but it's still bad, of course. Right, yes. Next time, attack here, and then we'll go from there, trying to retake. At that point, once I've taken that, I have the options of either going up to St. Petersburg, capturing that, or heading to Warsaw, Poland. What we can see is that St. Petersburg is unguarded by any extra troops besides the ones that are in that will spawn in its defense. And I think that might be the better target compared to going down to deal with Poland. So I could leave a little bit of a garrison in Vilnius and then bring everything together and march on St. Petersburg. But of course we'll have to end a few turns for that, and a lot can happen in that time. I do have one ship in the region here, so I think I should probably actually bring the general up here and actually bring him down and join with the rest of the fight. Because right now it's not very useful, and I don't have that many units to spare anywhere. And with that, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.